There are three things wrong with modern day feminism in Zambia. Yes, and I know you're wondering what is another millennial doing on the internet with their little smartphone ranting about this time. So without further ado, I am just gonna jump straight into them because you know what? Ain't got shit else to do. Appointing women in government positions purely based off of the optics of it. The women themselves that hold these huge positions in government. And of course, celebrities, the elite of us, somehow. I don't know. So Zambia is no stranger to amping the antics when it comes to copying what other nations are doing. It is quite evident, we had the feminist march happening in the USA, and the women in Zambia took a further step, decided to parade around naked. What the hell was that thing called again? That failed attempt to get rapists to shut up? But I digress. So where am I getting at? We have people appointed in government positions merely because they're female, and it fits a certain criteria. The feminist movement, with its struggles, has come with a lot of backlash. It's come with a lot of support and a lot of different interpretations. And I feel like each country, depending on whatever values they hold, will interpret the feminism ideology quite differently. With that being said, we do bear the risk of appointing incompetent people in these positions because they were only appointed purely based off of one criteria that they checked. So then, what happens when these women fail to perform their roles in those particular positions that they were put in to their full extent? The backlash then is that they were incompetent or they were inadequate for the position. That was not the case. In this case, they were only appointed in that position merely because of optics, to show that the country is adhering to these feminist ideologies that the rest of the world seems to be now adopting in their constitution. It's not even an affirmative action because that one actually gives more of a boost to people that actually already have the ability. They just need, some further pushing. This is merely because of the optics of it. It is quite blatant. Politics is a brutal game, and it demands that you possess certain qualities that are not necessarily innate to a woman. You gotta be tenacious and brutal and fierce and, just be ready to have a thick skin. Those are the kinds of people that the people will find themselves relating to. They would really want to be led by a tenacious leader. The optics should not be the basis of your appointments. There should be more reasons, there should be more credence as to why you are appointing these people, And that most important thing is competence, Competence supersedes everything else. It supersedes gender, it supersedes your religion, it supersedes your age. If you are competent enough for the job, chances are you're the right person for it. I just did like a double obvious. I don't know if you caught that. Anyone can be good at their job if they are competent at it. Even the shoemaker spends hours on end practicing his craft until he's so good at it, he can fix any shoe, make any shoe he wants, So I believe competence should be the most important thing they look at. And I know it sounds very like, duh, of course you gotta be competent. But then really? Speaking of optics, it does not seem to leave my mind. Zambian celebrities keep coming to mind, and I believe they are the most pretentious people I have ever seen in my life. The females, to be specific. They have such an elite form of feminism. It is just appalling to witness such kind of pretentiousness. I really thought you could not stoop any lower, and you got the shovel, dug, and you stooped even lower. I'm sorry. I sound bitter. But listen, here's the thing with Zambian celebrities. I cannot stand the elitist mindset that comes with a lot of privileged people. And before you judge me, I understand we do not choose the situations we are born in. Therefore, that should kind of, you know, already justify why people act pretentious, but not really. You see, I was gonna go further and explain to you the differences between privileged people and the ones that are not really, but I mean. So what am I getting at? What role do Zambian celebrities play in what is wrong with this country's modern version of feminism? You see, there are quite a number of celebrities that will engage in certain acts of kindness towards other women. Say, building foundations, giveaways, and all that jazz. Honestly, I think that's just not enough. It is quite selfish. It is like tokens. It is awarding tokens to people for merely acknowledging your status as a celebrity. What am I saying? We claim to stand for all women and we claim to fight for their rights, to stand with them each time. But here you are parading yourself as an overachiever who has their life, pretty set for them. And kudos to you because you're an elite celebrity, okay? We're talking about all you do is show young girls that at the slightest cash that you get into, you are willing to blow that up for a lavish elitist lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with being bougie at all. There's nothing wrong with being bougie. But then what kind of example are you setting to young women? You are prioritizing an elitist lifestyle on social media as opposed to teaching young girls to learn skills that will help them attain asset-based goods. I'm not gonna have profits just beginning to pour in and then I buy myself the latest whip. It doesn't make sense. We didn't encourage women to educate themselves, to involve themselves in more education, more philosophies, more arts. How about you teach women to save on like spontaneously buying stuff and then flaunting them on social media just to show how elite you are or how well you're living or how soft you're living. All I'm saying is the elitist feminist mindsets of women in Zambia, celebrities to be particular, do not do any justice to the woman in the compound that can barely afford sanitary towels. How about you reach out to the lowest achieving female? Then you can look back and say, I have achieved. It is embarrassing because as women, we hog the spotlight. Every other woman is a threat to you. Every other woman is a threat to you. And what's funny is men have never perceived us as a threat ever in their lives. And you turn around and look at your other human and say, yeah, she might steal my man's. We never get along. It's always someone trying to gauge someone, trying to start a fight. And honestly, I'm sick of it. But I believe we can do more as a gender, honestly. We can do more. We can be kinder to each other. We can learn to be a lot less, I don't know, backstab. And this last one is gonna kill me because it's quite a personal experience of mine. Women in government positions or women in, important positions in government-owned institutions. So there are quite a number of women in Zambia that have been appointed, in different government institutions that are in charge of issuing out important documents to citizens that they need to have for themselves. So, and these women have done their job for quite some time, but here's my thing. So, bear with me, okay? I believe there's a lot of spotlight hogging when it comes to these positions. Someone go through menopause. I'm sorry. Okay, all I'm saying is people need to learn to abdicate their positions a lot sooner. There's younger women more tenacious, more energetic for the very roles that they're seriously sitting on. Not only is there spotlight hogging or position hogging, we have a tendency to just bully other women just so you show them that you hold this position. There's a lot of things wrong with how women perceive themselves as threats first before they ever consider themselves as friends, you know? And a lot of that I did experience at this, particular place where people were rude to me merely because I spoke a certain way or because I spoke confidently, I'm guessing. I don't know how that works. Anyway, somebody was trying to instigate a fight. I didn't want to instigate a fight, and one thing led to another. There was an exchange of words, and the underlying thing that was there, that the niggas out there, that the men there kept on mentioning, was the fact that why do women gotta spark all the time? We shouldn't even look at each other like that. If anything, my friend is more an ally than anything. She's the closest thing I know. We are able to do the same things. We can make food on our chests and bring life into the world, and we fucking bleed for a week and we don't die. That's like enough commonality. Niggas will bond over shit like both having dicks and like are close like this. Like, why can't we band over more serious things? Like, we go through more important shit. Why aren't we that close? Really? Somebody give me an answer. Yes, but so many questions, not enough answers, I guess. What am I dragging at? What is this whole video of this weird rando from I don't know what year in the 90s she popped out of? Yeah, I think I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Anyway, I digress. You would be wondering what the hell I'm doing out here, but honestly, these are certain topics that have affected me directly. These are topics that I have seen out there. These are certain optics that I have been made to believe are the truth, which are not. And I felt I should talk about this and, just really let you know that the form of feminism in Zambia is fucking bullshit.